Hey guys, really appreciate the conversation we just had, and it's just, again, I want to echo what I shared before. Congratulations on the achievement. Few questions. First off, your reflections on what was just shared. Anything you want to add? And secondly, what's next? Yeah, I mean, that's an awesome achievement. And I can't imagine you're just, putting your feet up and, celebrating. I imagine, given the mission that you've talked about and trying to bring goodness into the world, do you have other plans ahead? So, yeah, again, anything come to mind?
Dan, you want
Pat, you're older. You're older. Well, either way, yeah.
I was trying to be fair. I just left it up. I went to Patrick first. I didn't want to do it again.
You can see the way brothers negotiate very, very quickly. Right?
I don't know. You go first. I can jump in first. So, yeah, exactly. So in terms of next steps, there's our next areas of focus. It's interesting. So we're actually still finishing this movie up. Actually, we have our sales agents right now at the virtual Cannes market in Europe. Of course, it's being held virtually. So we're working on worldwide sales deals and everything for the movie, which is great. So Tuscaloosa is going everywhere, all places of the planet, which is great. And we do hope that there's going to be a theatrical release. It was intended to have a theatrical release beginning March 13th. We were set. It was released, which was the same weekend that the lockdowns began. So it was, we're still looking for some opportunities because this movie is just beautiful on the big screen, and there's a lot of hope that later this fall or even in the spring it could kind of find its footing. But beyond Tuscaloosa, I think I could talk about two areas. So on the filmmaking side, I'm continuing to be involved with a couple of projects. We'll see where those go. And one of them is a documentary about the Claw, Baron von Raschke, the wrestler. I don't know if you're a worldwide wrestling fan, but this is a documentary. It's actually done. It's shot. We're doing the final edit and everything. I'm coming in as the executive producer to help kind of get the storyline and everything finished up. But it's super cool, a movie that's been in the works for about 5 years. And then there's a couple of, I've got one or two other scripts that I'm developing as well. And what I learned through the making of Tuscaloosa is I worked as the producer in this movie, which basically it's like you're the CEO of the movie. So it was a full-time job for 2 years. Every detail, you're involved in. You're managing the movie, you're managing the team, you're managing the budget, you're managing everything. So I don't know that I'll do that again because a movie really takes 2 to 3 years as a producer to do, and it's but as an executive producer, you can help get things moving. You can hire some producers to do a lot of the heavy lifting work, so I would love to continue to kind of help nurture some really great projects that way. On the HR side of things, consulting, Dan and I are starting to sort of imagine how we can bring value to this industry and this space that we love so dearly. We've got a lot of interesting ideas, both from kind of consultative all the way to product. We're just like early stage, starting to think about some of that. Nothing to announce formally right now, but now that Dan's a free agent again, I'm really looking forward to get the Riley Brothers energy going back into kind of startup mode thinking again.
Well, excited for what's going to come down the pipe there. How about you, Dan? What are you thinking?
Well, I think Pat did a great job summarizing, around just what's going on with the movie, and Pat has a lot of cool movie projects going on. As far as me personally, I want to be a student of life for a bit, and a student of the new normal, and a student of a very transformational moment where I want to learn where I could do better. I want to learn what, where I could change. There's a lot of, there's a necessary change that we all need to make per our conversation earlier. And that means all of us too, right? All of us that have an opportunity and a platform to speak, we have just as much learning to do as everybody else. So that's important for me, number one. Number two, Al, I love the space of technology and people and data and analytics. And I do want to make you talked earlier about this concept of there's not a single place, there's not this magic data machine that we're going to have where all this data is pumped into it. And I feel like we need to talk about data for a moment, as this is an important part of the PAFOW community. This idea that it's all going to be, the story is going to be told from a single place. We need to push that aside. And let me start with an analogy. And the analogy is if you want to eat 4 or 5 different great kinds of food. You want to enjoy Chinese food, you want to enjoy Italian food, you want to enjoy Japanese food, Korean food. You're not going to go to the same restaurant and be served a dish of each, because the food's not going to be of quality of every authentic flavor. Data is the same. So I would almost call it a sense of laziness to expect all the data is going to come from one place. We need to get more specific and understand, what are we looking for? Right? What's important to us now? What are the insights we're actually on the hunt for, and know where to go? And so this idea of these single portals of beautiful storytelling, we've all been working to achieve this magical outcome. And I think there's an opportunity to get much more intentional and focused and create very simple user interface, but it doesn't mean it's all going to be in the same place. And I think that's a real important concept as we evolve, especially with the need for data more than ever, right? Like you were talking about earlier on in your opening, Al. So a lot of my mind is going to continue to be on people and culture and the importance of authentic workplaces, transparency, leadership development, creating leaders with really allowing leaders to be humble, allowing leaders to be authentic. Organizations have a lot of work to do there. So there's a lot of cool stuff, and Pat and I are excited about working with smaller startups, working on our own, and consulting, and just doing our best to change the world a little bit.
And there you go. I mean, you've already done great work over the last 20 years that I've observed. So, again, I just celebrate you both, and congratulations, keep it up, and know that you have my support ongoing. And so thanks for sharing today, and thanks for being on. I know this is kind of not the top of this. This is not the Tonight Show or Late Show or anything like that, where you're promoting.
Soon enough, Al. We'll have that.
However, but I am honored that you joined me and shared like you do, and I look forward to following you as we move along. So you two be well, and we'll catch up soon. Yeah.
You as well. Thanks, Al. Have a good one.
All right, take care, guys.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.